and it's kind of, it's a representation, especially, I know we've kind of covered this already, but, the fans and the critics and the backlash and all that happened, now it's died out.
Mm-hmm.
It took over social media for a couple of weeks, and now it's kind of, withered away. And I think, for one, it was stupid to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go after critics and all this shit. What kind of fans are you? Like, what kind of fans? Okay, you're DC fans, but why are you taking shit to the extreme? Why take shit to the extreme?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, Marvel has problems too, but it's just kind of thing where, again, they'd rather just, whether it's death threats or it's, we're going to start this war. What about reasoning? What about opinions?
Yeah.
And also, too, kind of leading to another question I have is, why is it that too often that we have, and you not just see this with people on YouTube, but celebrities and, different people, it's like now there's a lot of retraction going on. Like, we have to retract opinions because we're afraid of, okay, pissing this person off, or we're not going to, if you're an actor, if you don't take back certain things, you're not going to get that next movie or next job or next gig. And YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of, like, flip-flopping. It's a lot of retracting statements, retracting opinions. I'm getting sick of that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's also because, well, when it comes to, I won't say critics, but people in the film industry, I would say that when they do it, I guess it's more just not to step on other people's toes so they can still have that job or still have, conglomerate connection or whatever. I can kind of understand why they do it. It sucks when they do it. But, we're getting a lot of that now, where it's like everyone's kind of, I think maybe it's a movement we're going into because people are on the fence about what they're fighting for in the first place.
Yeah.
Like the DC and Marvel stuff is just, I don't see why there can't be a unity in there. Like, I can't see I don't see why people just can't like both.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like what I said in the podcast in regards to trolls and whatnot, is that it takes too much out of people. It takes too much, like, every fiber of their being to actually open a dialogue, to open conversation, or to have some kind of debate, not in, like, angry debate,
Yeah.
I don't know why it's too much for them.
Just from the other night, I'm still like, wow, my brain's still fried from that, because we touched on so much I think really great points, and it took so much out of me, to think about, to really try and think about both sides of the coin, and wow, it's exhausting.
Yeah, you're right, because it's a never-ending problem, whether if it's trolls or extremists, and then you have, this topic here of defending opinions, which, in regards to films and stuff, I've been vocal about things, and I'll disagree with people, and if you want to debate something, that's fine, but don't resort to, you're an idiot, or fuck you, you have no life, you're this, you're that. It's just as bad as the damn message boards. It's just as bad as the forums, because they carry on this sort of holier-than-thou, pretentious thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And, recently on that other video, Fans versus Critics, this guy was just going off about how, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot." It's the real DC fans hated Batman vs Superman. I'm like, well, what about those fans that started that social media war? What about them? And like I said, it's kind of died out now, so no one's talking about it.
It'll be back.
I think at some point we will. I mean,
It'll be back.
Just wait for the Justice League.
Yeah. It'll be back.
It's gonna happen with the Justice League.
I think a lot of people just don't have anything better to do. You know.
And this is not a DCU bash piece.
No, not at all.
I mean, I've buried Batman vs Superman to ad nauseum. It's just more on why, like, it's like we can't carry on conversation anymore. Like, I've been passionate about stuff, and I'll have a conversation with somebody on YouTube or whatnot. And a lot of times, I don't. It depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
If you just, if you're gonna lash out, I'm gonna lash out back because I'm just not one to take it on the chin.
Yeah.
But it's like opinion has become a crime.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's almost like opinion has become a racist term because people just jump on it. And it's not like back in the day. Well, I like this movie too. It's everyone's got to insult you, and then after the insult, everyone has to jump on to try and find the topping insult, the better insult than the last insult. Yeah.
It's like you can't like something, and you don't like something.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what you like or don't like, people are going to come after you. People are going to pursue you. People are going to chase you down and track you down and hunt you down.
Yeah. And God forbid you leave them a nice comment about it.
Yeah.
God forbid you say, okay, maybe I can see where you're coming from. Because then they got to send you 45 comments on how they were right all along and you were wrong. That sucks. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, if one person's like, I disagree because, then go ahead and, explain yourself. And I would like to know why you disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm that type of person. Usually I'm cool about that. But too often, too many times, it's not cool because these people rather, they rather say you have no life, or they rather say, fuck you, or they, just hit that dislike bar hard and hide behind that.
Damn.
Thinking that's, and I've mentioned this before too. This whole thing where, I'm critiquing. Like I'm gonna call you names. I'm gonna say you're an idiot, and that's critiquing. That's not bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had another point in mind too, but what were you gonna say?
Well, I was just clearing my throat.
Okay.
I think you nailed it there, and it's just, I'm just starting to see that darker side of the internet a lot more. It's horrible. It's horrible because there's like little kids reading this, and there's like, you know what I mean? It's just horrible. It's just horrible. God forbid you're a little kid and you write a comment someone doesn't like. They're like, how'd you like Batman vs Superman? And you say, I like turtles. And they'll go fucking crazy on you. It's, but I see that a lot. Like I see, even with people I've worked with in the past, where they just go, they gotta argue you down for everything. Like for example, we could say, okay, I like this because of this, and they're like, no, this is better. No one can kind of like.
It's like you must abide.
Yeah, no one will let you have your own opinion, but they have all the opinions. That's pretty.
It's pretentious.
Yeah, and then you waste your whole coffee break, getting talked down to about what kind of coffee you like, or it's just oh my god.
And it's funny because someone made a point is that and it kind of applies to life, is that nowadays it's more progressive. You know, they want to say it's more accepting and loving, but if it's not their opinion, you're going to be outcasted.
Yeah.
You're going to be burned, and you're going to be torched, and you're going to be crucified.
Yeah.
And what kind of society is that?
Exactly. I see that a lot on like Facebook chats.
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
Other social media sites, but also too, kind of leading to something else. Finally, I got to my point. Just because I couldn't remember for a second, but and when it comes to YouTube, all these top guys, stop trying to. I don't want to say that their opinions don't matter, but it's like at the same time they just kind of whitewash shit.
Yeah.
And they have to coat it with some sugar and sprinkles. I'm like, okay, I understand you have a big subscriber count and you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose the money.
Yeah.
And shit.
It's the money. I'm pretty sure a lot of those people are thinking about the money, and they have to always up their game and
kiss ass.
Yeah, and the easiest way to do that is to take something from someone else. So yeah, definitely agree with you there.
It's like I don't know which video mentioned it, but it's like they'll say, okay, for example, Batman or Superman, I don't want to bring that up again, but they'll say, well, okay, it has all these problems, and yeah, this sucked, and that sucked, but at the end of the review, they'll change their tune. They'll say, oh, go check it out, go see it, go do, it's awesome, no matter what I said in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they kind of it just gets pushed aside, and what they said before doesn't matter. It's like, how can you say it's great and it has all these problems?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't have to be Batman vs Superman. It could be any film.
Well, I think that's a great example because there's so many things in there that if they would have been able to scratch the ego, so to speak, if they would have been able to come out clean before the movie even came out and said, okay, we're doing our own thing here. We're not following any guidelines. We're not following any fan lines. We're just going to give you something different. I think it could have been different. Mind you, the editing was so bad that they couldn't tie together. They had the shoe. The shoe was on the foot, but they couldn't tie those laces. Like, they couldn't tie everything together. Because you look at that movie, and because it's so loose, you come out asking yourself so many questions, like, did they just fuck things up? There's certain parts where you're like, did they fuck up, and because they fucked up, it makes something else make sense? But then again, they take out the deleted scene that had everything to do with the movie. 45 seconds, you mean to tell me you give us, 2.5 hour movie, and you can't add that 45 seconds that ties the whole fucking movie together? They have to take it out and put it on the R-rated fucking Blu-ray that now I gotta spend another $20 for?
For one deleted scene.
Yeah, for the movie to make sense. But I heard they have like half an hour of stuff. But, mind you, what about the other people who paid like, $20-$30 to go see your movie and had kids, so they have to pay for their kids, and it ends up costing them $100. And not only did you destroy the storyline, but the movie didn't make sense. And then I just feel like Zack Snyder just left it up to the audience to decide what the fuck was going on. Like there was no structure. He didn't explain anything. And there's so many. I could give you like 10 examples of that from that movie. Like there's just no, it's exhausting. And I saw that movie twice, and I still couldn't figure it out. The second time, man, I was looking, and it's still every single thing I didn't like about it the first time, I didn't like even more the second time.